Lynda Carter was born in Phoenix, Arizona on the 24th of July, 1951. She got into the entertainment world at a very tender age, making her first public television debut on Lou's King Talent Show when she was just 5. She was an active member of a band all through her high school years, and by the time she would turn 15, she was already singing in local pizza parlors for extra money to fend for herself. Carter grew up to become a very rebellious teenager. Her parents could shout all they wanted, but nobody could change her mind. Her mother stated in an interview that whatever young Lynda wanted as a teen, she did all she could to get. She attended Arizona State University, and just after being voted as the most talented, she left school for the fast life at age 16. She would join other hungry artists on a tour around the United States, but at some point she felt that this was not what she wanted to spend the rest of her life doing, so she quit the band. Her transition to modelling was the next chapter of her life. She participated in beauty pageants as often as she could. After winning Miss Arizona and Miss World USA, she figured out that modelling was never her true purpose. It didn't feel satisfying, and she thought of it as the industry's method of objectifying women. As it should be, her modelling career opened Hollywood doors for young Lynda. She got an audition to act in a movie, and since she was not yet decided on what she wanted to do, she gave it a shot. And in 1975, she immediately landed her most important role as Wonder Woman. But still, even Wonder Woman couldn't buy Lynda Carter's heart. All in all, Lynda's life is not as perfect and glamorous as the media projects. Here's why. An unfortunate marriage. "Don't marry the first person that proposes to you," Lynda Carter said in an interview with Closer. During her early years in the industry, Carter met producer and manager Ron Samuels. At that time, Samuels was nicknamed Super Manager because of his ability to launch young actresses to superstardom. They started dating and got married in 1977. Lynda called this marriage the most unfortunate chapter of her life, and in 1982, she filed for a divorce. She told the UK's Daily Mail that she became an alcoholic while she was married to Ron Samuels, and even after her divorce, she would continue with the habit. It took her over 20 years of consistency to defeat this addiction. The marriage was disastrous. They fought almost every day, and it was even rumoured that at that time, they didn't share the same bed. Because her marriage with Samuels coincided with her Wonder Woman stardom, she had to quit the series in 1979. And after a split with Ron, she was drawn away from friends and family. Lynda sees it as a terrible decision she took when she was young and reckless. "He was a lot older, and I was just stupid," she admitted. Did Lynda Carter later find love? Let's see. True satisfaction. 2 years after her divorce, Carter met successful lawyer Robert Altman. They got married 2 years later and were together for 36 years until his death in February 2021. They met at an honorary dinner in Memphis. Interestingly, she was not attracted to him in the first instance. Lynda didn't like lawyers very much, but Altman proved to be a standout. She grew to love Robert so much that, at a point, nothing else mattered to her than being with him. But before they got married, there was a problem. After featuring Wonder Woman, Lynda got tons of job offers, more than she could handle, and she had to turn down a lot of them. She was in television commercials and movies, guest starred in a lot of shows, and on the other hand, she was deeply in love with a man that lived so far away. Robert lived in Washington, D.C., while Lynda's career was majorly based in Los Angeles. It was her career versus the love of her life, and Lynda did what nobody expected she would do. She moved up to Washington just to be with Roberts, and she would eventually leave Hollywood because of Altman too. Even in Washington, she still spent most of her time acting, but after a few years, she revealed that even acting couldn't fill the vacuum in her heart. So she would quit acting to create a family with Robert. After their marriage, they bought a house in Maryland and decided to settle down for a family. In 1988, she had her first child, a boy she called James, and just 2 years later, she gave birth to her daughter. Carter decided to be a full-time mum and give her children all the attention and love that she could. A few years later, she revealed in an interview that she found her long-sought satisfaction in raising her kids. A real Wonder Woman. Although Lynda had a stunt double for Wonder Woman, Lynda almost gave the producers of the series a heart attack when she decided to go over 50 feet in the air, hanging on a helicopter. Why did she do this? Well, I think it is probably because she's a Wonder Woman. Also, the stunt double didn't really look like her while performing the helicopter scene, and Lynda didn't want to waste any more time, so she decided to do it. She played the role with so much passion and enthusiasm. But it was never all rosy at the start. What most people might not know is that she auditioned for the same role for a 1974 TV movie, but lost the part to actress Kathy Lee Crosby. But after the failed audition, Carter would beat more than 2,000 women the following year to land the role of Wonder Woman. According to her, when she got the call from the producers saying that she got the part, she was down to her last $25. When Lynda started the series, she was paid $3,500 per episode, but when it became a success, she earned $6,000 per episode. Life as an activist. It might not be much of a surprise that Lynda Carter says that she was abused sexually during her time as Wonder Woman in the iconic 70s TV show, considering how the industry was at that time. She grew to become the symbol of female power of her time, even as she endured the industry's wild sexual abuse and harassment. One time, she said she discovered that the cameraman had drilled a hole into her dressing room. Of course, the guy was fired when he was caught, but she said she felt violated. Carter is an avid supporter of women's rights. She follows the #Me movement, which highlights women's stories of sexual misconduct on social media. She also voices her support for equal rights for trans women and also of Susan G. Komen for The Cure. She celebrated over 20 years of sobriety and continues to guest speak at several health and well-being events. What is she doing now? After her time in Wonder Woman and her decision to leave the acting business, Lynda stuck to her word and avoided the industry until she was persuaded by her daughter to make a reappearance in movies. Lynda's children grew up to follow in their father's footsteps and became successful lawyers in big firms. In 2005, Carter made guest appearances in TV shows such as Smallville, playing Chloe Sullivan's kryptonite-empowered mother, and Law & Order. A few years later, she featured in Supergirl, when she played the role of the President of the United States. Carter was still pursuing her music dreams even after all these years. In 2009, she released her second album, and it reached number 9 on Billboard's jazz album charts. Fast forward to 2018, she released her fourth album, which featured 2 vocals from her daughter. She also received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame that same year. 2019 was a very dark year for the actress, as she lost the love of her life in a battle against myelofibrosis, a rare form of leukemia. He died at the age of 73. Lynda Carter, now 72, has proven to be a Wonder Woman both on and off sets, and still retains all qualities that put her on the list of the most beautiful women in the world. She enjoys life in her 20,000 square foot mansion in Maryland, and has an estimated net worth of $10 million. Now it's your turn. Do you have any fond memories of the actress? How old were you when Wonder Woman hit the screens for the first time? Let us know in the comments. And while you're at it, give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And hey, if you love this video, you might love the ones coming up soon. Be sure to hit subscribe to stay on the top of trends on top Hollywood stories like this. As always, thanks for watching.